What's the answer? Start leaking information or some nonsense? No, that's nonsense. That's garbage. That's that's, once again, I've been very blessed. I've not really dealt with that. I've not dealt with, well, did you hear what he said? What? No, let's improve on offense and get our quarterback in a position to be successful. That's our focus. What someone's brother said or someone said, that will occupy very little of my time. And if there is a source, that source is unemployed. I mean, within seconds.
You know, somebody whose name I loathe to say a lot these days, even though probably haven't heard the last, well, we know we haven't heard the last of him, and he's probably going to be a factor in the next presidential election, but Donald Trump. Like, yes. Urban Meyer reminded me a lot of Donald Trump when he seemed more obsessed with the leaks than the issues at hand. You know, it's more like, hey, you know, we're gonna get rid of these leakers. We're gonna get rid of these people who are well, wait, what about the actual information here? Like, the culture, it's not about the leaks. It's about the fact that you got holes. Like, you got holes in your roster, holes in your staff, holes in your overall philosophy about how to create a so-called winning culture. Look, man, I'll get to it quick, and you can get on with the I told you so's, because I know they're coming.
No, I'm not gonna
get to this. No, you should. I implore you.
I'm enjoying listening to you and Urban Meyer. But I'm enjoying listeing to you on this.
So this is in lieu of the I told you so's. Me. Okay, fair enough.
Go ahead. Take your time.
I don't care how much money Shad Kahn owes Urban Meyer. I don't care how much money he owes Urban Meyer. He owes it to Trevor Lawrence. He owes it to himself to nip this thing in the bud. He should already have fired Urban Meyer by now. I know they met yesterday, I believe, after the game. He should have fired Urban Meyer by now and started his next coaching search. Whether this is about pride or the paycheck, maybe they haven't found cause for which to fire him. Maybe staying behind when the team went back from Cincinnati and getting caught in photographs with a woman that's not your wife at your restaurant or the bar or whatever it was. Maybe that wasn't enough to fire for a cause and therefore lay claim to the money he's owed on his contract. But this one you just got to eat, man. You just got to own this mistake and you just got to eat it. Because the longer you let this dude stick around, the harder it's going to be to fix it on the back end. The more likely you're going to ruin Trevor Lawrence. Like, you got your generational quarterback prospect who looks awful right now, who doesn't look capable of transcending his surroundings. I don't know who in his right mind would want to work for Urban Meyer. And I'll tell you what else. Urban Meyer has so little credibility, so I don't believe a damn thing he says. So he could deny to Jay Glazer all he wants that he called his assistants losers. I believe the reporting 100%. He can deny it all he wants because Urban Meyer's track record says that he's a liar. When has he ever been truthful? When it matters. And I'll tell you, and I'll say there's one other thing, and then I'm done for now.
Okay, all right.
I fully believe that Urban Meyer would have taken a college job if somebody would have actually wanted him. Because him saying, I'm not going to be the head coach at Notre Dame, or I'm not interested in the college job, that presumes that a college job was interested in him.
Go ahead.
Because you can't.
That's right.
You can't hire.
You
can't hire Urban Meyer right now. Just like what assistant coach would want to work for Urban Meyer? Exactly. What athletic director thinks that hiring Urban Meyer is a win for your program right now? So if the right job were open for Urban Meyer or interested in Urban Meyer, he'd have jumped ship. Meanwhile, the ship be sinking, and Shad Kahn got to throw this dude overboard. Like yesterday.
The ship be sinking, Michael Ray Richardson once said, and the best part of that quote, the follow-up, you know the follow-up to this? The reporter asked him, how bad is it, Michael Ray? He said, the ship be sinking. And he said, how low will it go, Michael Ray? You know what Michael Ray said? The sky's the limit. Oh, that's so good. The sky's the limit of the ship sinking. I love it. Anyway, look, I'm going to appreciate you because you did something, and you have something that Urban Meyer doesn't have, and that's called humility. So you admitted that you got it wrong. Urban Meyer hasn't been wrong yet. And the one thing I'll say, since I'll make it 3. 2 makes it 3. So Urban Meyer won't admit he's wrong. Michael Smith admits he's wrong. I'm going to tell you where I was wrong in this. You know where I was wrong? I said Urban Meyer is a college guy. I put it there. Collegiate legend, past. He's not even a college coach, not big time. Not the way the college game is going right now. The college game that he left is a thing of the past. Now, college
transfer
athletes
windows
have,
and NIL.
Yeah, that's right. NILs and the transfer portal is always.
They got more power than
transfer portal is always full. It's always full. That waiting room has a ton of people in it. And they're going from, not only are coaches going from big-time programs to big-time programs, these college kids are going from big-time programs to other big-time programs. I'm not getting what I want. I'm 1 year in. That's all right. I'll go somewhere else. And so Urban Meyer is used to an environment in college where he is the czar, and everybody will bend to his will. That's why he's no longer in the college game. He thought he could do that at Ohio State. They gave him one more courtesy. It's a little too late to fire you, bruh. So we'll give you one more year, then you're out. That was the college game he left. No one really is going to do that for you anymore, where you can just come in and do whatever you want. You can't. Maybe Nick Saban can. Maybe Brian Kelly can right now, these guys, Lincoln Riley. But the list is pretty small, and he's no longer on the list. Now let's bring it to the pros. In the pros, he still hasn't made the adjustment. If you watch his actions and listen to his press conferences, Michael, you'll hear these little remarks that let you understand it. He doesn't quite get it yet. In the beginning of the season, when he talked about when they hadn't won a game yet, he said, I'm usually not wrong about these things. I'm usually not wrong. My teams, I usually have a good understanding of what a good football team is. And I don't know, there are a lot of wins in that locker room. One, you've never been a pro coach before. So what you're used to doesn't really apply in this situation. Two, it's not about you. This is not about you. The program is not about Urban Meyer. It's about building the Jacksonville Jaguars into a competitive team. I'm sure he did call out his assistant coaches and call them losers, but you can't operate that way. You can't be the guy who gets all of the credit and runs the entire program, because you'll lose them. Your assistant coaches have to have some kind of power, some kind of autonomy, some away from you, and they've got to have some confidence that that they are a part of building this thing together. His approach is dead. It's dead. It doesn't work.
But when was it ever?
And it doesn't work.
When was it ever alive, though? But where does that fly? Like that form of leadership isn't healthy on any level. Like, even if he were in college and berating his assistant, saying,
in old college you could. Old college you could get away with it.
But
like
maybe
5 years,
put it this way. Maybe he got away with it, but I don't know any effective leader that says it's not me, it's you. In any setting, right. in any setting. So maybe he managed to overcome his shortcomings, maybe because he just had more talent than everybody. I don't know, but if that's how he's used to talking to his assistants, it's a wonder he's had the success that he's had to this point, albeit on a college level. Michael, let's go back to my humility for a second, and I'll tell you what I got wrong about this. I think it wasn't so much that I did not. Listen, I know Urban Meyer's background. We know about his missteps toward the end at Ohio State. We know who he is. It wasn't that I ever disagree with you that Urban Meyer wasn't a questionable fit at the NFL level. I think my mistake, and talking to me for 2 hours a day, 5 days a week for the last year plus, you should know this by now. I think where I error is I tend to give people the benefit of the doubt more than I should. I tend to give people a chance when it comes to changing who they are. I thought Urban Meyer would adapt. I thought he was intelligent enough to adapt and say, okay, I don't have all the answers here. I know what I don't know. Let me surround myself with people who have done it at this level or do know more about it, or let me adapt to coaching NFL players. Anytime your quarterback has got to get involved with the running back rotation, anytime one of your best offensive players is confused about why he's not in the game, or worse, why he's in the game at the end of a blowout, having been benched by you or the running backs coach, and your quarterback's got to, like, I guess
How about calling him out, too? How about the way he called out Bernard Parmalee? Hey, don't ask me, ask him.
Yeah, and it's not the first. Tell me what Urban Meyer has done right this year. I'll wait. That's a rhetorical question, because I don't think you can come up with anything, because I can't think of a win outside of the two he's managed against the Dolphins, which looks crazy in hindsight, and against the Bills, which looks even crazy, although the Bills haven't been great. I'm trying to figure out what he's done right from a culture standpoint that would make Shad Kahn sit back and honestly say, pride aside, paycheck that he's owed aside, he'll figure this out. And that's what I thought. I thought Urban Meyer would figure it out. Michael, yesterday was the first time the Jaguars have been shut out since 2004?
Yeah.
All the coaches Shad Kahn has gone through, this is the first time he's experienced a shutout. Who knew? So that was my mistake. It's thinking that Urban Meyer was smart enough to know that he knows not.
This situation, I remember Bill Polian telling a story about Peyton Manning and how before they got Peyton Manning, they brought in Peyton Manning, they were ready to talk to him. Peyton Manning came in, and this won't surprise anybody, he had his legal pad, and he had a bunch of questions. He's interviewing them.
He had scouted the organization,
And by the way, this is the best way. If you're doing the job, in an interview, let that interview be a conversation, a two-way conversation where you are talking to them as much as they're talking to you. You're asking questions, and they are too, in a respectful way. There's a fine line of doing it without coming off like a know-it-all. But Peyton Manning had a lot of questions about the Indianapolis Colts. Obviously, his family had questions too. They're very media savvy and NFL savvy family. And despite all those questions, we remember who his first coach was. Didn't work out. First coach was Jim Mora, playoffs, the whole thing. And they got it right the second time around. Even with the generational talent like Peyton Manning, you got this star quarterback, this Hall of Famer in place, but it was not the right fit. And I think I would love Peyton Manning on that Manning cast. Why not bring on Trevor Lawrence? You do your public conversation, and then privately talk to Trevor Lawrence about your experiences as a rookie with the Colts, and maybe he could draw something from it. Because I still think, Mike, I think he's the best quarterback in this draft class. I know what Mac Jones is doing right in my backyard. I saw with Justin Fields, the good and bad and the ugly from Justin Fields last night. He's got a lot of ability.
Yeah,
some of these other guys.
But that don't matter. It don't matter.
I think Trevor
NFL
Lawrence
history is littered with guys.
I know, but I think he's. I think he is that. I think he is. I think he's the best of this class, and I think he needs a coach, not necessarily who will do whatever he says, but somebody who will partner with him. Somebody who's not in there saying it's all beating his chest.
Or at minimum, just get out the way.
It's all about me. Yes.
At minimum, just get out the way and not impede
Trevor
his
Lawrence.
progress.
Trevor Lawrence deserves it. I'd say who else deserves it? Maybe whether he realizes it or not. Shad Kahn. From my understanding, Shad Kahn, good guy to work for. He is not overbearing. He wants people to be in positions to do their jobs well. He's not stingy. We'll open up the trove, the treasure trove, and let you go ahead and do what you need to do. He got it wrong. It's probably not the first time in his business career. He got it wrong.
Speaking of getting it wrong, a little more dose of humility for me. I think apparently the Jaguars in 2009 lost 41-0 at Seattle, so I overlooked that in terms of
it hasn't been. So Mike, it hasn't been 17 years. It's been a dozen years.
It's been a while. It's been a while. So I think I read that somewhere, and sorry, I got passed along bad information. My bad. Bottom line is, I just don't see what Shad Kahn could look at and say, there's hope here. There's light at the end of this tunnel. I don't know what about this process he can trust. And while I'm in a mood, to take some lumps.
Before you go,
look, man,
before you take that next lump, one more thing. Can we go back? Even the way Urban Meyer handled the quarterback competition between Gardner Minshew and Trevor Lawrence, he got that wrong too. He even got that wrong.
The list is long. It's so long. Again, wait, Mike.
That's easy. That's a layup. There's a layup right there.
I was more on point than I even realized with the Trump comparison. Okay? Like, remember at what certain part where Trump, you start to forget shit? He was like, oh my God, I forgot about that. And that was just last week. It's like, sorry, I was on to the next thing. Like, Urban Meyer is like, oh my God, I forgot about that. It's because it's just such a cascade of errors. I thought you were going to say even how he looks when he's shaking hands with the opposing coach. Not that he should be jumping for joy at getting shut out, but like he just looked so miserable shaking hands with Mike Vrabel, at midfield yesterday. It's like, damn, man, like just put everybody out of their collective misery. But I mean, maybe we can make this quick, maybe not. Depends on how hard you want to go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
here we go.
Look at her. Just looks completely out of sorts. Like, all right. I don't know. I'm not expecting a hug.
Whatever. You're like, whatever.
But just felt so, he feels so disinterested.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.